Hi, this is Nehal Kazim, and this is the Ad Tips for Ad Pros podcast, where we teach entrepreneurs and marketers how to grow their businesses with direct response advertising. Hi, this is Nehal Kazim for Ad Tips for Ad Pros, and today I want to talk to you about the difference between scaling advertising versus scaling operations. For most businesses, as soon as advertising kind of clicks, what you end up focusing on is how do you actually keep up with the demand and how do you manage for scaling your business? Because once you actually have a method to grow your business with advertising, new challenges naturally come up. So I wanted to share something that's going on in our business with one of our clients. Right now, we're very fortunate that we have a campaign where we're spending $1 and the client is getting back $8 to $12 the same week. And that's a great position to be in, but what ends up happening is there's naturally new problems. So now that we figured out how to actually spend money and make more of it back in the same week, in the same month, whatever period that you want to assign, what we're noticing is that we have new problems. And so if you're in a coaching business right now, these are the same problems that you're going to have most likely as you scale your business. So these are the three problems that we're seeing right now. One is that there's a limit of how many people we can actually close because most of them go through an application process. So the process is someone listens to or watches a webinar, they complete an application, then they jump on the phone with a salesperson. The challenge is if the campaign is profitable and that salesperson can only handle so many applications per week, you need more salespeople. And so this organization has never hired salespeople at scale before. And right now we're not looking to bring on like 10 or 20 salespeople. It's just we want 3 full-time, high-performing salespeople instead of 1. If we're able to do that and the numbers stay relatively the same, it has huge implications on the growth of the company. So now what we're focusing on is what is our process for actually recruiting, hiring, training and managing new salespeople, because it's so different when you have 3 salespeople versus just 1. And so now new problems are coming up and new challenges, and essentially that whole process becomes a big opportunity to grow the business. Because at this point, if improving click-through rate, improving cost per lead, improving cost per application isn't really going to do much, there are real limits in the business. So once we're going to figure out and solve like the sales problem, the next logical situation that we're going to have is, can the actual backend handle 50 new students per month? So before, a year ago, this client was onboarding about 50 students per year, and now we're growing at a pretty good pace where the goal is now to bring on about 50 students per month. And what is the challenge here is that the academic side and the fulfillment of the coaching can't handle 50. It's so much of it is tailored one-on-one, and it's just not scalable at this point. So what we've done is we've started the transitions to right now a hybrid program where there's group coaching plus the one-on-ones, so that at least people don't feel that they were sold something that now they're not getting delivered. Instead, there are still the one-on-one coaching classes, but we're moving it over, so now there's daily group classes, and people can get any kind of training that they want based off the module they're in or based off the coaching program where they are in that program. So from a coaching and fulfillment standpoint, now we're changing that so that actually scales to 50 students. Imagine if you're going from 50 students a year to 50 students a month, you're going to break stuff indefinitely. So that's going to happen, and then there's going to be new processes that are required, new systems and new implementations that are going to allow you to scale to 50 students per month. Then lastly, when this happens, especially when you have payment programs, handling 50 transactions per year versus 50 per month, things break there too, especially from a cash flow management standpoint. There's more employees, there's more salespeople, there's more transactions in total, and naturally there's going to be people who don't pay, who are going to delay payment, who might still have access to the program but haven't paid. There's just new challenges that come up at scale. So instead of 50, now there's 600, and with those 600 people in the program, there's going to be issues just dealing with those people. So if a payment program is optimized and we actually get all the payments instead of just some of them, the difference is thousands of dollars actually being received versus not received from an accounts receivable standpoint. And so what we're seeing is that cash flow and management of that finance department is super important, because if we don't manage that, it's just not going to allow us to scale at the level that we want, and it's definitely not going to be as profitable as we want either. So again, just to review, what we're dealing with is when you're scaling your advertising versus scaling your business, the advertising is working right now, but for everything from the recruiting of salespeople and managing them, the academic side for fulfilling students and fulfilling the program that we're selling, dealing with going from 50 students to 600 per year, how to manage that, and then dealing with cash flow. That's what we're focusing on right now. This is what real businesses deal with as they're growing. A lot of people, when it comes to growing businesses, they're just talking about money in, money out, and what the Facebook side needs to look like. But in order to make the Facebook side so much more profitable, you need to work on your business fundamentals, and that's what we're learning, and that's what our client is learning here, as well as they're pushing their own limits and growing themselves a lot more personally, because you can't keep doing what you were doing when you had 50 students or just a smaller business. You need to grow as an entrepreneur, you need to grow as a business owner, and when things are working like they are, it kind of forces you to grow a lot faster because you have no choice. So if you're in that situation right now, I hope this is helpful on isolating some of the problems and then figuring those problems out to turn them into opportunities to grow your own business. So if you're in this situation as well, looking forward to hearing from you, and if anything has helped you grow in those situations where advertising is working and you're focusing on back-end systems and processes, we'd love to hear from you.